Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for standing by for Viomi Technology Company Limited's earnings conference call for the fourth quarter and full year 2022. At this time, all participants are in listen-only mode. Today's conference call is being recorded. I would now like to turn the call over to your host, Ms. Claire Ji, the IR Director of the company. Please go ahead, Claire.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Rocco, and welcome to Viomi Technology Co. Limited's earnings conference call for the fourth quarter and the full year 2022. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded. The company's financial operating results were issued in a press release earlier today and are posted online. You can download the earnings press release and sign up for the company's email distribution list by visiting the IR section of the company's website at ir.viomi.com. Participating in today's call is Mr. Chen Xiaoping, the founder, chairman of the board of directors, and the chief executive officer. The company's management will begin with prepared remarks, and the call will conclude with a Q&A session. Before we continue, please note that today's discussion will contain forward-looking statements made under the Safe Harbor provision of the U.S. Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995. Forward-looking statements involve inherent risks and uncertainties. As such, the company's actual result may be materially different from the view expressed today. Further information regarding this and other risks and uncertainties is included in the company's annual report on Form 20-F and other filings as filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The company does not assume any obligation to update any forward-looking statements except as required by law. Please also note that Viomi's earnings press release and this conference call include discussion of unaudited GAAP financial information as well as unaudited non-GAAP financial measures. In addition, Viomi's press release contains a reconciliation of the unaudited non-GAAP measures to the unaudited most directly comparable GAAP measures. I will now turn the call over to our founder and CEO, Mr. Chen Xiaoping. Mr. Chen will deliver his remarks in Chinese, followed immediately by English translation. Mr. Chen, please go ahead.
大家好，感谢大家来参加我们2022第四季度和全年的业绩电话会。在第四季度受到疫情和宏观经济的不利影响，我们的收入同比出现下滑。在过去的一年里，受外部环境和内部战略的调整双重影响，我们的整体规模经受住了较大的冲击。但是我们看到第四季度的我们的毛利水平环比上升 3.2 个百分点，产品结构有了一定程度的优化，全年毛利率虽然存在季节性的波动，但总体与2021年相比稳中有进。在四季度，我们通过一系列的聚焦和优化的举措来应对外部环境的不确定性，加速规模的恢复和经营结果的改善。首先，我们聚焦优势品类，深化产品力。智能净水产品作为云米耕耘最久的品类，拥有最领先的行业的技术实力。在第四季度收入同比逆势增长 6%， 环比提升更达到 133%， 产品力稳步提升。接下来我们再进一步理顺渠道端的发力，深化现有技术优势和增强产品的市场渗透率。其次，做优化，通过严格的费用控制，销售和研发费用在四季度同比均有较大的下降，销售费用率和规模相近的2022年与第二季度相比也有较大的下降，经营效率得到改善。我们将持续的降本控费，精简组织架构，提升运营的效率。在改善经营的同时，我们始终致力于为消费者带来更好的价值，更好的全屋智能的解决方案，持续加强产品的智能化体验。在10月份，我们召开了线上秋季的软件发布会，聚焦软件升级，从客户健康、节能环保、主动智能、自然交互4个维度进行产品的迭代。从软件端将我们的一站式全屋智能解决方案进一步的强化。在11月 ，Home App APP 的云米自研一站式全屋智能解决方案的平台获得由科技部、国家科学技术部奖励办公室发布的精锐科技技术奖，云米的智能化解决方案获得权威的认可。在过去的几个月里，我们推出了一系列的智能家电 AI 产品，例如拥有 AI 智幕系的 Super 2 Max 的油烟机，该产品利用的专利技术还获得了2022年粤港澳大湾区高价值专利培育布局大赛，我简称湾高赛的金奖。 我们推出了超薄全线的 Master 3的云米 AI 洗烘一体机，以及静热一体机的1200加仑 Master Pro 的全线 AI 净水器。智能家居产品中还拥有超广角在线可视猫眼的 Super 2 AI 智能门锁等新品。这些在软件端与硬件端取得的一些成绩，进一步的证明了云米的经营理念始终以产品为核心，重视技术创新，致力于为消费者提供有用好用的全屋智能体验。另外，我们在技术创新和人才培养上不断的努力，更是为一站式全屋智能解决方案的不断优化提供了坚强的后盾。继今年上半年设立博士工作站以后，10月份我们又成功的获批博士后工作站。未来云米将持续的和高校与专业机构一起，为社会培养行业顶尖人才，孵化全屋智能项目，推动全屋智能的行业发展。11月份，在国家知识产权局公布的2022至2025国家知识产权示范企业名单中，云米再度入列，成为全屋智能行业为数不多的上榜企业。截至第4季度末，我们已经申请的全球专利数达到6100余件，全球累计已授权专利达3800余件，累计申请发明专利超过2500余件。这些既是对云米科技创新能力的认可，也是对我们综合实力的肯定。虽然4季度受到防御政策调整和大规模感染的影响，我们的建店的进度有所放缓，但在线下市场端套购的达成依旧屡创新高，在云南、深圳、湖南等地的 4S 店分别达成十几万甚至40多万的套购订单。云米的一站式全屋智能解决方案正在不断的占领消费者的心智。在4季度，我们将空调、冰箱、洗衣机等产品成功的推向海外市场，接下来全新的出口品类将成为云米海外渠道的增长点。那么随着疫情的进一步放开，中国的社会活动逐渐的恢复，未来的不确定性依然比较多，我们将继续坚持稳健的发展战略，从以下3个方面改善我们的经营。第一，持续的严格控制费用，提升我们的运营效率。第二，聚焦核心品类，优化产品结构。第三，稳步的拓展落实海外的市场新品类的布局，加速实现规模的恢复。着眼未来，我们将继续坚持保有充足的现金储备，持续巩固品牌力，加速恢复公司的盈利能力，为品牌发展提供坚强的后盾，加速实现健康可持续的发展，为股东提供长期的回报。谢谢。
Thank you, Mr. Chen, and I will quickly translate our founder's remarks before discussing our financial performance for the fourth quarter and the full year of 2022. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today on our fourth quarter and full year 2022 earnings conference call. Due to the adverse impact of the pandemic and the macro headwinds, we experienced a year-over-year decline in revenue in the fourth quarter, and our business scale was greatly affected by external factors and strategic adjustments throughout 2022. Nevertheless, our gross margin in the fourth quarter increased by 3.2 percentage points quarter-over-quarter of 2022, benefiting from our product portfolio optimization efforts. Our full year gross margin in 2022 also kept stable as compared with 2021, despite fluctuations throughout the year. In the fourth quarter, facing the uncertainties of the external environment, we focused on accelerating the recovery of our business scale and optimizing our operations. First, to holistically strengthen our product portfolio, we leveraged our competitiveness advantages and continue to enhance our core product categories with upgraded functionalities. As Viomi's longest standing category, our AI water purification products lead the industry with their advanced technology. We grew sales of these products by 6% year-over-year and 133% quarter-over-quarter in the fourth quarter, despite the year's challenges, reflecting our success in strengthening our product competitiveness. Going forward, we will redouble our efforts to optimize distribution channels, deepen our existing technological advantages, and further drive our products' market penetration. In addition, to improve our operating efficiency, we implemented more disciplined cost control measures. As a result, both selling and marketing, research and development expenses decreased year-over-year in the fourth quarter. In particular, selling and marketing expenses as the proportion of revenue narrowed compared with that in the second quarter of 2022 on a similar revenue scale. We will continue to optimize costs, streamline organizational structure, and improve operation efficiency. While refining our operations, we also remain committed to bring more useful and user-friendly whole house smart solutions to customers and continuously improving intelligent experience of our products. In October, we hosted our virtual 2022 fall software launching event, AI Helpful 2.0. This online event focused on software upgrades and product interaction across 4 dimensions, including healthcare, energy conversion, and environmental protection, proactive intelligence, and natural interaction, further improving our one-stop IoT home solution from the software side. In November, Viomi's proprietary one-stop IoT home solution platform, HomeMap app, was rewarded by Precision Science and Technology Award by the Ministry of Science and Technology and the National Office for Science and Technology Awards of China. Meanwhile, we launched a series of new AI smart home appliances, including one of our patent technologies, Super 2 Max, an AI range hood with intelligent vision, which won a silver award in the 2022 Greater Bay Area High Value Patent Cultivation Layout Competition. We also introduced Master 3, our AI integrated washer and dryer with an ultra slim, fully embedded design, and Master Pro, our 1,200 gallon Chengxian AI water purifier with integrated heat purification. In the smart home devices category, we unveiled our Super 2 AI smart door lock with an ultra-wide angle digital peephole. Our solid progress in product innovation across both software and hardware further underscores our business philosophy, focused on products and technological innovation to provide customers with a useful and user-friendly whole house intelligent experience. In addition to our product advancements, we constantly strive to optimize our one-stop IoT home solution through ongoing technological innovation and talent development. After receiving approval to establish a doctoral workstation in the first half of 2022, in October, we were also successfully authorized to set up a postdoctoral workstation. Moving forward, Viomi will cooperate with universities and professional institutions to cumulative top talents in industry, incubate whole house intelligent projects, and promote the development of whole house intelligent industry. In November 2022, we were once again included in the State Intellectual Property Office list of National Intellectual Property Demonstration Enterprises from 2022 to 2025, reflecting our continuous efforts in innovation and intellectual property management. As of the end of the fourth quarter, we have applied for more than 6,100 global patents and accumulated 3,800 authorized patents worldwide, along with more than 2,500 inventions. These achievements are a testament to our technological innovation capabilities and our comprehensive strengths. Despite the challenging environment stemming from repeated COVID-19 outbreaks as well as the negative of rolling COVID policies on our store opening progress, sales of our bundle home solutions by our offline merchants still reached new heights in 2022. In Viomi's 4-star flagship stores in Yunnan, Shenzhen, and Hunan, among others, our offline merchants signed bundle home solutions orders ranging from 100,000 to over 400,000 RMB per unit, clearly demonstrating the growing popularity of Viomi's one-stop IoT home solution nationwide. Furthermore, in the fourth quarter, we successfully introduced an array of products to overseas markets, such as air conditioners, washing machines, and refrigerators. Moving forward, these additional product categories will serve as a new growth driver for our overseas business. In summary, we still see many uncertainties in horizon. In the post-pandemic year, with consumption confidence recovering, we will adhere to our steady development strategy, concentrating on three factors as we continue to optimize our operations. First, continue to strictly control expenses and improve operational efficiency. Second, focus on core product categories and optimize product structure. And finally, steadily expand domestically and introduce new product categories in overseas markets to accelerate the recovery of our business scale. As we forge ahead, we will continue to maintain sufficient financial reserves, continuously consolidate brand strength, propel the recovery of business profitability, and provide strong support for brand development as we strive to achieve healthy and sustainable growth, laying the foundation for delivering long-term returns to our users and shareholders. Thank you. And that concludes our founder's remarks. Now I will go over our fourth quarter and full year 2022 unaudited financial results in more details. Net revenue were 910.5 million RMB, compared to 1,332.8 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021. The decline was mainly due to a decrease in revenue from IoT home portfolio and smart appliance and others. Revenue from IoT at home portfolio decreased by 48.1% to 59.2 million RMB from 692 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021. The decline was primarily due to SKU adjustments for smart kitchen products. Revenues from home water solutions increased by 6% to 279.2 million RMB from 263.3 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021. The increase was primarily driven by an increase in revenues from larger flex water purifiers as a result of the product portfolio adjustments within this category. Revenue from consumables decreased by 3.5% to 116.2 million RMB from 120.4 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021. Revenues from small appliance and others decreased by 39.3% to 155.9 million RMB from 257.1 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021, primarily due to the continued product portfolio adjustment within this category. And gross profit was 209.7 million RMB compared to 341.5 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021. Gross margin was 23% compared to 25.6% for the fourth quarter of 2021. The decline was primarily due to a decrease in the selling price of certain cleanup products as a result of our product portfolio adjustment. The operating expenses decreased by 3.4% to 274.7 million RMB from 340.7 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021, primarily due to a decrease in selling and marketing expenses, partially offset by an increase in general and administrative expenses. In greater detail, research and development expenses decreased by 23.6% to 74.7 million RMB from 97.8 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021, mainly due to a decrease in research and development expertise and related salaries, as well as the company's continued efforts in R&D efficiency improvement. Selling and marketing expenses decreased by 29.7% to 151.1 million RMB from 240.8 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021, mainly due to a decrease in logistics and marketing expenses. General and administrative expenses increased by 74.5% to 48.9 million RMB compared to 28 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2021, primarily due to an increase in the estimated allowance for accounts and notes receivables from a third-party client recognized in the same period. Net loss attributable to ordinary shareholders of the company was 106.3 million RMB, and non-GAAP net loss attributable to ordinary shareholders of the company was 101.6 million RMB. The difference between net loss from operations and net loss in 2022 was mainly due to an increase in the valuation allowance of deferred tax assets provided, which caused an increase in income tax expenses. Additionally, our balance sheet remained healthy. As of December 31st, 2022, the company had cash and cash equivalents of 737.1 million RMB, restricted cash of 76.1 million RMB, short-term deposits of 171.5 million RMB, and short-term investment of 197.1 million RMB. Next, let's briefly discuss some key financial results for full year 2022. Net revenue were 3,232.7 million RMB compared to 5,303.8 million RMB for 2021. Revenues from IoT at home portfolio decreased by 52.4% to 1,619.9 RMB from 3,401 million RMB for 2021. Revenues from home water solutions decreased by 8.3% to 681.1 million RMB from 742.9 million RMB for 2021. Revenues from consumables decreased by 2.4% to 358.4 million RMB from 367 million RMB for 2021. Revenues from small appliance and others decreased by 27.7% to 573.3 million RMB from 792.9 million RMB for 2021. Gross profit was 737.1 million RMB compared to 1,198.1 million RMB for 2021. Gross margin improved to 22.8% from 22.6% for 2021. Total operating expenses decreased by 10.7% to 1,636.5 million RMB from 1,160.5 million RMB for 2021. In more details, research and development expenses decreased by 3.8% to 300 million RMB from 311.8 million RMB for 2021. S&M expenses decreased by 18.1% to 614.9 million RMB from 751 million RMB for 2021. G&A expenses increased by 24.5% to 121.7 million RMB compared to 97.97 million RMB for 2021. Net loss attributable to ordinary shareholders of the company was 275.5 million RMB, and non-GAAP net loss attributable to ordinary shareholders of the company was 256 million RMB. And this concludes our prepared remarks. We will now open the call for Q&A. Our founder and I will join this session and answer questions. Operator, please go ahead.
Thank you. To ask a question, please press star then one on your touch-tone phone. If you are using a speakerphone, we ask that you please pick up your handset before pressing the keys. To withdraw your question, please press star then two. And for the benefit of all participants on today's call, if you wish to ask your question to management in Chinese, please immediately repeat your question in English. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's star then one if you have a question. And today's first question comes from Marcus Liang with Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
Hello. Thank you, management, for taking my question. I have three small questions. Firstly, can I ask how is the sales trending year to date for January and February 2023? And my second question would be, with robot vacuum peers moderating their prices, so making the prices lower, how does Viomi see the market growth going forward and the market share as well going forward? That's my second question. And the last question is, how do you see, your overseas expansion and what are you focused on? And how is the split between China and overseas revenue in 2022? Thank you so much.
Hi, Marcus. Can I recall your first question, second one? First and second one.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry, my apologies. So the first question is, how is the company's sales trending year to date in January and February 2023?
Okay.
Yes, and the second question would be, as your robot vacuum competitors are lowering prices, how do you see market growth going forward and your market share in this segment as well? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And in the past 2 months of 2022, we have observed a certain degree of recovery of our offline channel, which is attributable to by the overall offline consumption rebounds. However, in the past months, due to the repeated impact of epidemic and the number of our offline dealers stores has decreased, along with the repeated impact of inventory backup of offline distributors, lead to a decrease in the volume of shipment of our offline sales. But on the other hand, we have more than 100 stores newly opened during 2022, and most of which are located in the pre-decoration marketplace with over 200 square meters store area. We are steadily proceeding our channel's expanding strategy by larger store, better merchant. Based on the overall situation up to now, the offline scale has steadily increased month over month, and the offline sales are expected to achieve a growth rate of over 30% compared to 2022. And to your second question about the robotic vacuum cleaners, the scale of the overseas sales decreased a lot under the negative impact. We all know, like the historically high price of natural gas, geopolitics, and overall subdued consumption atmosphere in European market in 2022. And while in the domestic market, our sweeper robot mainly sold online, while the leading brands in this sector account for a large market share, and this sector is already under fierce competition. For our one-stop whole house intelligent solution, we will keep this product line and provide several models to meet customers' diversified needs. In the meantime, we will further optimize distribution channels, deepen our existing technology advantages in products like water purifiers and so on. And I believe your last question is about overseas expectations. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, due to the impact, we mentioned, so our overall revenue proportion from overseas market decreased over 50% in 2022. But while in the second half of last year, we participated in the IFA 2022 in Berlin in September for the first time, which is the world's most significant technology marketplace for the consumer and the electronic industries. We showcased a number of new products to the European customers and franchisors and received many positive feedback. And next to that, we accomplished the certification and sampling of air conditioners, washing machines, refrigerators in European countries, and water purifiers, smart door locks in Southeast Asia countries. And we believe with the enriched product categories and expanded regions, hopefully our overseas sales would achieve a recovery and mitigate the decrease in sale of smart cleaning products. And in the past few months of 2022, the overseas sales of air conditioners and other home appliance products reached more than 60 million RMB. And we are aiming for the overseas sales to be doubled in 2022 compared with 2021. And thank you.
Thank you. And our next question today comes from Jingxin Li with CICC. Please go ahead.
Hello. Thanks, management. Thanks, Claire. And I have 3 questions. The first one is, how was the overseas market perform in 2022? And was it better or worse than the Chinese market? And what is the outlook for the overseas demand this year? Okay, thank you.
Okay. And your first question, we just discussed a little bit about the overseas market perform in 2022. Being stricken by the historically high price of natural gas and geopolitics and the expectations in the consumption market in European countries remain subdued. And as we used to focus on European markets with comparably simple product lines. So the overseas sales in 2022 has been heavily stricken and decreased over 50%. And also, as we mentioned earlier, we have enriched our product categories and expanded regions like Southeast Asia countries, and hopefully our overseas sales would achieve a recovery. And also about your question, I believe you asked about the domestic market growth, right? And the domestic business in this quarter decreased about 30% on a year-over-year base, and both online and offline channels have been stricken hard by the negative effect of rolling COVID policies. However, we see some optimizations in revenue proportion by products. With a larger percentage of revenue contributed by water purifiers, our overall gross margin improved more than 3% quarter-over-quarter. Looking forward, we will focus on our core product categories with technological advantages, especially water purifiers, and will redouble our efforts to optimize distribution channels both online and offline. In regards of the channels, due to the repeated impact of the epidemic, and the number of our offline dealer store has decreased, along with the inventory backlog of offline distributors, lead to a decrease in the volume of shipment of our offline sales in the past year. But on the other hand, we have opened more than 100 stores newly in 2022, and most of which are located in the pre-decoration marketplace. With over 200 square meters store area, we are steadily proceeding our channel expanding strategy. And based on the overall situation, our offline scale has steadily increased month-over-month, and offline sales are expected to achieve a growth rate of over 30% compared to 2022. Thank you.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's question and answer session. I'd like to turn the conference back over to management for any additional or closing comments.
Okay, thank you once again for joining us today. If you have further questions, please feel free to contact us through the contact information on our website or the PSNT Group, the company's investors relations consultant. Thank you.
Thank you. 谢谢.
Thank you, everybody. This concludes today's conference call. We thank you all for attending today's presentation. You may now disconnect your lines and have a wonderful day.